SC. She's going to dive down towards us, performing flick rolls. Hesitation roll towards us, climbing down to descending through 45 degrees towards the crowd. Another roll, very rapid roll with this aircraft. Big ailerons. The aircraft can actually roll at 400 degrees a second. Pulling up now into the vertical. Check and roll vertically. Slow rolling in the vertical now. She's going to transition this into a flat spin. So when she gets to the top, she's going to put it on its belly and then start spinning back towards the airfield. Now in the vertical, watch how the smoke turns really tight at the bottom, probably about a 6G foot at the bottom there. A very rapid roll, that 400 degrees second roll rate. And the other way, pulling up into a half loop. At the top of this, she's going to perform a tumble. There we go, end over ends. Ouch. Perfectly finishing wings level on the 45 down. A very rapid roll again, so we've got that snap in the a really tight turn, probably about 8G. She goes back through the vertical. 4-point rolls and into a torque roll. So, no, she's not doing a torque roll, she's doing a knife edge spin. Climbing up to about 2,500 feet, she's going to put it on its edge and now transition into a knife edge spin. The wing pointing directly down, she's spinning towards the airfield in what's known as a knife edge spin. Watch the smoke again as she snaps on that G to fly out away from us onto the axis. And then a 4-point roll away from us.
I think what we explained to the public is that Melanie's background is in competition aerobatics. When you get points for how hard you curve into the corners and how straight the lines are.
I talked about negative G. I think she's about to perform one of those negative G turns. So here she goes forward. Minus 7G, ladies and gentlemen. That turn was at minus 7G. All that blood just being forced towards Melanie's head as she pushes that aircraft very aggressively away from us. Big wave to Trevor in his Hurricane as he taxis past. Melanie performing a torque roll and tail slide now. That aircraft is continuing to roll as it falls just purely by opposing that very powerful torque of the 315 horsepower engine. Now upside down, flying flat plate towards the airfield, pushing now to go vertically nose up. The amount of performance in this aircraft, so an outside loop, really tight outside loop. It's just mind-boggling the way she flies this aeroplane. That wasn't in her routine. And again, more of an upside down. This is into a rolling circle, so she's performing 270 degrees of turn, but rolling as she does so. Very difficult to get this manoeuvre right and keep the aircraft in exactly the position she wants. So that's a rolling circle. Now another push up around about minus 6G into a half outside loop, and then into a lovely flick roll at the top of that.
I'll watch her for breakfast. Weetabix. Sorry, no advertising.
She's going to do some stationary flight shortly, where she's just going to try and hover the aeroplane in front of us. There we go, she's slowing right down now. As stationary as she can, trying to keep the aircraft almost in the same point in the sky. So she's using the engine to just hover in almost no forward flight whatsoever, just to show the power of that engine propeller combination. You mentioned Melanie's competition aerobatic. She is indeed. She's got 6 French titles to her name and 1 UK title. Another tight pull into the vertical here. Very nice. Vertical flick roll at the top. And we over the top, what's she going to do now? This is all part of her freestyle routine. She gave me the routine and said at the end I'll just see what I can do and what energy I've got. So this is her freestyle routine. So as well as 6-time French national champion, Melanie's actually the only female to have taken part in what was the Red Bull Air Race where she competed in the Challenger Cup. She actually won the Indianapolis race in 2017.
me, these aerobatic pilots, their feel, their finesse, they can almost feel whether the airflow over the wings is attached or detached and put it back on again absolutely at the head whenever they want to. And that only comes from literally hours and hours and hours of practice. Until the airplane almost becomes part of your body. That's
Tight, hard G plans.
Nick said yesterday the ailerons make the aircraft roll at 400 degrees a second.
400, she's about to demonstrate that, I think, as she comes in left to right with some high-speed rolls, low-speed rolls. Yeah, the big ailerons on the trailing edge of each wing sit just inside the propeller disc, and they are huge, they deflect a lot. And there's a knife edge, in fact. So she's on the knife edge at the moment. She should swap the knife edge. Here we go, she comes left to right. Using that huge rudder that sits behind that massive propeller with lots of thrust. She is using her foot to hold that aircraft, using just the rudder power. So that big rudder keeping the aircraft level as she flies that knife edge. That's another knife edge coming up where we're going to see this roll rate. Underneath the aeroplane, you might just be able to see some paddles hanging down. Another knife edge for another wave. Slow roll. What Melanie's doing now is using her hands and feet to coordinate the rolling, but to really keep the aircraft flying in the direction she wants, fast or slow. While it can roll at 400 degrees a second, it can also roll very slowly if you coordinate your hands and feet enough for the ailerons and the rudder inputs. Yeah, underneath each of the wings is what's called an aileron spade that's connected to the aileron. It's a big paddle that hangs down in the airflow, and that almost acts like power steering for the ailerons. It gives it a really crisp effectiveness. Here we go, another wave opportunity, everybody. She is in fact waving. Mélanie waving to us as she flies in. We'll just listen on the radio and see if that is going to be her last pass. Likewise, please do give the helicopter carrying the red aerostar in front of you to keep them away with it. They're going to land over to our far left hand side, and I'm sure they will be coming to join in the crowd before they get ready to set off for the slave.